so often, the Sports Hangover touches on mature topics. Discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Sports Hangover. Welcome to March Madness. Mike, I do have a problem with March Madness starting on March 20th. That doesn't quite make sense. Shouldn't it start earlier in March?
Honestly, Jeremy, I don't know if you know this, but I usually don't follow college sports that closely, and I honestly thought it started at the beginning of March.
There's some little tournaments going on, but the official NCAA tournament kicks off on Thursday, one of the biggest days to develop a little sore throat, a cough, skip work, go watch all the games, go to Vegas, in your case, in LA.
Maybe.
But it's upon us, and I know we both fit awesome brackets, so why don't we reveal, do you have a big upset pick? Can we start
Jeremy,
there?
I don't even want to do upset picks. I just want to know your final two.
Okay.
Because at that point, it doesn't matter.
I just did my bracket today, and I'm going to think about it more tonight. But right now, I have two legends in the game facing each other in the championship game. Syracuse against Duke.
Okay.
I have Duke winning it. All right, what do you got?
Wow, Jeremy. I mean, very, very close. I'm very similar there. Duke is also in my top two. And then Florida, I have it winning.
Shock? Oh.
Jeremy,
That's disappointing.
I went through it, and I was like, oh, I saw this stat really stuck in my mind, and it said, since 1997, no, anybody outside the top five has never won it. So I'm like, okay. So I was kind of that was stuck in my head as I was filling it out, and as I went through, this is what came out.
I'm a Florida Gator hater. I have them losing to UCLA in the Elite Eight. What's your Final Four? Because people are going to want to know about that. Tell me
Final Four. I have Florida, Michigan State, Gonzaga, and Duke.
Gonzaga, also known as Gonzaga. I have Michigan State and Florida, two really popular picks, two of the most popular. I have Syracuse, Villanova, Wisconsin, Duke.
Now, Jeremy, do you have any money on this? Do you want to maybe throw some money, maybe if at least one of our teams get to the Final Four, anything like that?
No, sir. I'm invested at work. I have joined the work bracket. I put my $10 in. I don't want to spend more than $10. Let's face it, neither one of us have watched more than 5 minutes of a college basketball game all year long.
That is actually, Jeremy, I've watched 10 minutes. I was at the gym running on the treadmill.
Were you on your phone or were you watching them?
No, it was on the TV. It was right in front of me on the little.
Okay.
That was as much as I got. I didn't even know the teams that were playing. So.
I find myself when I'm on the treadmill, I'm always on my phone now. It's like sitting in traffic. I can't put it down. It's a problem. All right. Also happening right now, Mike.
Yes.
Phil Jackson is the new president of the New York Knicks. The guy could not stay retired. Retirement seems so glamorous in Montana in the mountains, yet he's now the president of the Knicks.
Now, what are the details to this? Because it seems like for me, a guy this old coming back, it just seems either like he maybe wants to buy a new house or something. It's kind of like, let's get some money and, I can upgrade my house in Montana. Maybe instead of having 10 bedrooms, I can now have 20 bedrooms.
It can't be for the money. The guy's done everything he can. He's won the championships. He's got money. Why is he back? And it's especially with a bad franchise, right? The Knicks suck right now.
Well, and it's also he's going to be splitting time in between being in New York. So it's not like he's a real president. It's like some guy that just has a whole bunch of cash and is like, I'll kind of manage the team. He's not going in full. It's not wholeheartedly.
I agree with you. And that's why it's not good for the Knicks. And it's not good for Phil Jackson. Why do it with the Knicks? Why not go back to the Bulls where it all started? Why not stay in LA with the Lakers with the nice weather? Why even mess with a shitty franchise who hasn't won a title in 20 years in a cold city across the country from where you live in Montana?
Do you think he's going to turn around the team? Is this something where he's going to go in 2 years from now?
No, especially because he's half-assing it. What's he going to do? I mean, Michael Jordan can't run the Bobcats successfully. What's Phil Jackson going to do?
That's true.
With the Knicks. Also happening right now, I found this interesting. Kobe Bryant said today on the radio that Barack Obama would make the Lakers roster right now if he wanted to be on the roster.
So that's Kobe saying how bad the Lakers really are.
I thought that was interesting. He said it as a joke, but that's also a
shot.
Some dagger. Yeah, that's a shot at the Lakers, the front office too. Obama, I mean, he's a decent athlete. We know he can run around. He's over 50, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, honestly, I haven't watched the Lake. I mean, remember 2 years ago when we were doing shows, the only thing we talked about was the Lakers, Dwight Howard.
It was Dwight.
This year we haven't talked about them at all.
And they're terrible. They're going to be one of the top draft picks. They're going to be in the lottery for one of these top college players.
Such a bad team. Bad team. All right, let's get into a little sexy, slutty, skanky story.
Time to dig up the dirtiest stories around the sport
Jeremy, I don't know if you noticed
in this week's Scandal City.
One of the, I think he's the GM or the owner, Jim Irsay. I think he's the owner.
He's the owner of the Colts.
The owner. This guy, you always could tell there's something a little off about him. Like going on Twitter, just tweeting everybody else, big
Remember
trades.
the day of the Trent Richardson trade, he tweeted something like something big is about to happen, like hours before it happened. Like, as you're an owner, you probably shouldn't even be doing that.
You pump the brakes there a little bit. Recently, he was pulled over for DUI and possession. Let me see. He had a whole bunch of controlled substances.
Yeah, it turned out he's been addicted to painkillers for 15 years, Mike. He hasn't had an alcoholic drink in that long, but he's been addicted to painkillers, and he checked himself into rehab right after this happened. A lot of people are speculating now, what is Roger Goodell going to do to Irsay? Because Irsay's like his boss. The owners are Goodell's boss, but he has to punish him, right?
I mean, this is the thing. Like, I feel like he's been doing this for 15 years, so there hasn't been really an issue yet. Now, he slipped
You're
up.
saying it's okay?
I'm not, in a way, I'm saying, like, he's almost built this into his life at this point. He's been managing the team. The team's been pretty good. I mean, they did the first-round draft pick. This isn't like he went out and killed a prostitute. He accidentally might have taken one too many pills and like, hey, I was driving. I should probably have my driver do this, but I think he should not be punished. I think maybe like take it easy on the pills, maybe try to go get a little help, but you've been doing this for 15 years. It's working for you. I'm sure it's not good for you.
It's not good for his body.
No.
Isn't marijuana healthier than all these pills? We've been talking about all these studies that say that.
I mean, yeah, but it's all like he looked a little red, like something was happening to him.
I agree. It's an interesting take. I'm kind of buying what you're selling there. My only problem is the guy is rich enough to own an NFL franchise. He's rich enough to have a driver. We talk about that all the time. These guys are irresponsible on the road. If you do it in your own house, it doesn't matter, right? You can do whatever you want. Yeah. But when you take it out in public, you take it out on the road, you could put other people's lives at risk, and it's not worth it, especially when you can afford it.
Jeremy, look at us. We're technically poor. And we get taxi cabs all the time when we go drink. All the time.
Your taxi cabs have pink mustaches on them.
I know. So I don't know why a guy like this wants to drive around popping pills. Maybe it's more fun for him.
Well, let's hope he gets the help he can. I like how entertaining of an owner he is. Most owners are not entertaining, so that's good.
He's
right?
on those pain pills. He's going. He's got
having
things
good
going.
times. Having a great time.
Also in sports, I don't know what this is, but the rappers lately have been trying to take over. Not take over sports, but they've always had like an interest in sports. Like they want to play it, but they can't because
like Jay-Z, right?
They're more talented at other things.
But they're boys with all the athletes.
Exactly. So they want to get in there. So Cash Money, which you know as like Birdman, Lil Wayne, all those other guys, now is Cash Money Sports. So Birdman and this guy named Slim, Ronald Slim Williams, have started Cash Money Sports, and
so that's like an agency, Cash Money, or a company, like a record label.
It's their sports agency. Okay. They're repping a Texas A&M player.
But before they were a rapper's agency.
Well, no. So it's Cash Money Music, and then there's Cash Money Sports.
They're just expanding.
And there's also Young Money, which is Lil Wayne's side venue.
I am not.
It's all together. So now they have a new client. Former Texas A&M wide receiver Mike Evans. I don't know who he is. But
he's a baller. He was Manziel's top receiver last year. He's going to be a top 15 pick in the draft.
So there you go. So they've got their first client. And I don't know. I mean, for me, it's weird because I don't think – how much money can you really make from a guy that might get drafted? Like our friend Marvin Jones. Like if you were his agent, how much money – are you making off of Marvin Jones now? He's a good wide receiver.
But Marvin fell a little bit in the draft. Mike Evans is going to be a first-round pick. He's going to get millions, but also the rookie salaries are so much less than they used to be, so it's a lot less lucrative. I think it's more about the second contract now in the NFL where all the money's getting made. We saw it in free agency, $1 billion on day one. Just stupid.
Yeah, but I feel, to me, coming from being a rapper and then going into being a sports agent, you can put out a single and make $1 million in whatever, a month or two. Yeah. But you do this with this player, he's going to get a contract for whatever, like $380,000.
But it's long-term. It's long-term investment. I think athletes and sports is more long-term. Rapping, it's so short-term. 2 years from now, all those guys you just said could be completely not relevant, and they have to have somewhere to turn. So I like the move. I like expanding to different venues, I like it.
Let's play a little Guess That Tweet.
I love that music.
Jeremy, this is a good one.
You're providing this tweet.
I'm providing this tweet this week. I think I lost last week.
We found out how tough it is.
It's a tough game, especially when you're playing by yourself.
Yeah, it is.
All right, here it is. Dick Vitale called me a prostitute. That makes him a pimp.
Oh.
Okay, now your options are Arian Foster, our good friend Chad Ochocinco, Johnny Manziel, or LeBron James. This is a tough one, Jeremy.
That's a tough one, but I may see a wrinkle if you can name them one more time.
Okay, Arian Foster, Chad Ochocinco, Johnny Manziel, and LeBron James.
Which one of these is not like the other? Right? It's like a question for Passover, but it's also a question. So LeBron, I want to say LeBron, but I'm not saying LeBron.
Okay.
Name them one more time for me.
Arian Foster.
In the league.
Chad Ochocinco.
In the league.
Johnny Manziel.
Not in the league.
LeBron James.
In the league. Johnny Manziel. Is it LeBron?
Arian Foster.
What? That doesn't make sense.
Why does that not make any sense?
He's saying
Arian Foster was off Twitter for 1 year and 13 days and came back on Twitter recently and decided to just like blurt out as much as possible.
read that tweet again.
Dick Vitale called me a prostitute. That makes him a pimp.
Why would Dick Vitale call Arian Foster
Jeremy,
a prostitute?
I have no idea. This
And
was
why
a,
is Dick Vitale the pimp? I would think it was
Because
Johnny
if you're a
Manziel saying
prostitute-
college athletes are prostitutes going outside, and then
Jeremy,
Vitale's a pimp making money off them,
This
which
is
he
how
is.
this is how good I was at putting a list together of players.
You're right. I'm rationalizing it though, and I think Manziel's the right answer.
It's not the
I'm
right
pretty
answer.
sure.
It's-
It makes sense. He's the college athlete
I know.
that's being prostituted
It-
out, and Vitale's making money on college athletics.
If you'd like to prove
Tweet me at TSH Podcast if you agree with me. We may get a ruling on this for next week.
I'm going to retweet the tweet to you from Arian Foster showing you that I am correct in this.
I don't care about Aaron Foster. He's in a shitload of trouble. He's got a baby mama, the white baby mama. Remember we talked about?
But he's cleared. He's medically cleared to play now,
And Ben Tate is off the team. He's on the Browns now.
which is that's good for me because I drafted Arian Foster last year as a keeper.
Keep him around.
I-
Hey, fantasy baseball starts soon enough.
I'm getting pumped for that. All right, let's play your new game, which we have no music or bumper for.
That's how new it is. I came up with it today at the gym. Stock up, stock down.
Oh, you're at the
like,
gym just pumping the iron and
Pumping, bro. Look at these guns. All right, don't really look. Stock up. We're going to start there. This is an NFL edition. Stock up, stock down.
Okay.
3 things that are on their way up, 3 things on their way down.
okay.
Stock up. Let's start with the Denver Broncos, Mike. This is a final push
Yeah.
for Peyton Manning to win a Super Bowl. They added 3 stars to their defense. I'm not over saying the word star. I'm not overselling that.
I know.
DeMarcus Ware, sack master. Akeem Talib, one of the best corners in the league. And TJ Ward, an underrated safety to come up and stop the run when teams are trying to keep the ball away from Peyton Manning. I'm going to tell you right now, the Broncos have the best chance to win the Super Bowl next year.
Now, but a lot of people kept saying that last year. They were like, this is the best team to win it. They did make it to the Super Bowl, but
Yeah.
at that point, they just fell apart.
But me and you, we took the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I know, Jeremy. I know that. But people at the beginning of the season, that
I
was
know.
like the 2 teams that everybody predicted. They
But think
ended
about
up
it. They
there.
added 3 Pro Bowlers to their defense.
Well, now the question is, can they all mesh together? Because, like, Jeremy, listen, you sometimes put talent together. It doesn't work.
Look
Obviously,
at us. You put us together, and it took years to hit our stride.
years
All
and
right.
hundreds of shows.
Also, we've done hundreds of shows, which is a crazy thing about us, but we really have. Also, stock up New England Patriots, the Broncos' main
Oh,
rival.
I thought I was going to say stock up, stock down. What if I said stock down on the Broncos?
I would say you're lying.
I know, but am I allowed? So I agree.
I was just
Stock
going to
up.
give you these. If you want to go back and forth, we can go back.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
I agree. Stock
All
up.
right. New England Patriots. They added Darrell Revis, and they added a little-known receiver from Carolina named Brandon LaFell. You're going to want to write his name down for fantasy football.
yep.
He's going to be the star receiver on that team. They re-signed Edelman. Amendola's back. The young guys, Brady has more weapons.
They're all
and
little
his
dudes.
corner
I guess LaFell's kind of big,
in the
right?
league. LaFell's a bigger guy, yeah.
And
Do you
you're
like what the Patriots have done?
are you saying stock up?
I am saying stock up. And it starts with Revis. It
If
does.
Gronk comes back and plays, I say stock up for the Patriots. If he doesn't come back, because it just seemed like Brady wanted him all year. He wants some big guy to throw to.
Wow, I guess you could say he wanted that. Yeah. He wanted Aaron Hernandez too, but he's not coming through that door.
He's not
So the
coming through at
receivers are
all.
going to help out. And Revis, I think they got a good deal on him. 1 year, $12 million, less than the Bucks.
But
were paying.
he's old. I don't know if he's really at the same
People
level.
say he's old. He's 28. You're
old.
almost 8, Mike. That's
But dude, he looks like he's been through a lot more than I have been through. He's slightly balding, looks a little rough around the
I
edges.
mean, it happens. It happens. All right. Revis is not as old as you think. Also,
Okay.
I say stock up to my boy Blake Bortles from UCF. If you're watching SportsCenter, ESPN
All
all on
day.
Wednesday, all over it. UCF's quarterback. I got to tell you something. I've been saying this for a while. The Texans either take Blake Bortles number 1 or a defensive player. Bridgewater ain't going. Manziel ain't going.
Well, Jeremy, I'm disappointed that you weren't at his pro day today, just down the street from you. You could have went.
Not open to like the public.
Well, I'm sure you could have passed by him in the parking lot, somehow gotten to him. I'm disappointed in you in that.
I would have hung out with Todd McShay, not Bortles.
So, are you excited for him to go? Or do you
I
want
am.
him to go? Do you want him to be a Texan? Do you want him to be a
I
Brown?
think that's the best possible place. I don't want to be a Brown, a Jaguar, or a Raider. So the Texans are the spot
Well,
to be. I think there's also a good chance Houston does take a defensive player to go with J.J. Watt.
This could help Jacksonville, though. I mean, keep them kind of in the same state. You know, get a big name, big player in Jacksonville. Maybe
It could.
I don't know though. It seems like Jacksonville lately has been a black hole for quarterbacks.
I'll tell you, Jacksonville's adding to the defense a lot this season. They got Toby Gerhart to be their starting running back next year. I like the Jaguars'
I like
chances
that.
trending up if Justin Blackman can stay on the
So
field.
where's MJD?
He gone. He visited with the Pittsburgh Steelers today.
Oh,
He's old. All right, you ready for stock down now?
oh yes.
All right, stock down. They're all connected a little bit here. The Carolina Panthers are stock down. Cam Newton goes under the knife 2 months after the season ends. Now a 4-month recovery from ankle surgery. Plus, all his receivers are gone. Steve
Yep.
Smith, gone. Brandon LaFell, we talked about, gone. Ted Ginn, gone. There is not a receiver on their roster that's ever caught a pass in the league.
So yes, stock down for this team.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know who their backup quarterback is. I don't even know who the other receivers are on the team.
What are they thinking? They went 12-4 or 13-3 last year. They had a great season. Offense and defense were clicking. They go to the playoffs. Then they let everyone leave in the offseason. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, it's got to be money. I mean, how much was Steve Smith? Has been around forever, but his contract must have been huge.
he is, but like James Jones was a decent receiver on the market. He didn't get that much from Oakland. He signed a 3-year deal. You can sign guys like that.
Who, he went to Oakland?
Yeah, black hole, literally. Figured it.
Jesus, not good. Stock way down on Panthers.
Also stock down, the New York Jets. Sure, they signed Eric Decker. They gave him $36 million, which is way too much when you don't have a quarterback
Lot of
to
money.
throw him the ball. Antonio Cromartie, their best cornerback, he gone. Austin Howard, their best offensive tackle, he gone.
Whoa.
No other signings, Mike. They haven't
What-
signed anyone else. What are the Jets doing?
What about Vic? Is any potential signing there?
He's visiting. I think Vic winds up in Oakland. I'm just going to tell you that now. Unless he winds up on the Jets. While
I
this
mean,
guy-
it would be the best It would be the best bet for him to go to the Jets. Going to Oakland, it just has not worked out for anybody in
Sure,
a lot
sure.
of years. But I
that's
think
a lot of media pressure on Vic in New York, right?
it is. But he's been. I mean, he already went through the biggest media pressure he could go through is when he killed a whole bunch of dogs. I
True,
think
he survived that. He
Yeah.
survived anything.
everything's downhill from here.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. Let him go to New York. It would help him out. I mean, what are they doing with the other two guys that are there? Sanchez and who's the guy?
Sanchez has to be cut by this coming Monday, so expect for that to happen. And Geno Smith is going to be the starting quarterback, you would think, going into camp. That's why I think they're apprehensive of bringing Vic in. Then all of a sudden you want to play Vic over Geno. Geno never develops, then you waste your time with him, too.
But Gino wasn't. I mean, he was good and he was bad. I think he needs more time to develop. You put him under Vic, and you kind of do what they did in Philly,
And let
where
him learn with Nick Foles and then
Yeah.
let him outshine him eventually. Vic will get hurt. We know that. He's not going to play all
Exactly,
16 games. I
exactly.
don't think Geno's very good, personally.
no, he's not. But I mean, it doesn't seem like New York really cares.
Hey, I'm sure Eric Decker wants Vic over Geno. My final stock down, it's related to Blake Bortles. It's Teddy Bridgewater. He had a bad pro day at Louisville. Not good reviews. This guy's falling. Everyone thought he'd be number 1 overall. He could be outside the top 10 by the draft.
And where do you see him going? Do you want him to go to
Maybe Minnesota. I think they're picking 7th overall. I wouldn't want to go there. I mean, that's a running team with AP, so maybe you ease him in that way. I don't think Bridgewater's any good. I've been saying that for several months now. I think he's a piece of shit quarterback. Sorry, I do. I don't want him anywhere close to my team.
So maybe Minnesota going 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th.
He's rumored that Jacksonville likes him. I don't see Jacksonville taking him after a shitty pro day. I think Bridgewater falls out of the top 5.
How many? I mean, I don't know if you know this. How many other quarterbacks are there that are like, could you get somebody in the second, third round that could potentially be
Oh
your
yeah,
starter?
there's sleepers all over the place. There's a sleeper, Jimmy Garoppolo at Northern Illinois, Eastern Illinois, one of those. AJ McCarron from Alabama, you know well, he's going to go in that
Because
range.
how many quarterbacks? There was so much overturn last season. Like the
There's a
Browns
lot.
went through like 4 quarterbacks. The Minnesota Vikings went through 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Somebody they need starters to play, and I don't
These
know.
college guys aren't ready right away. Look at it, what Aaron Rodgers did. He sat for 4 years behind Brett Favre, and he became maybe one of the best quarterbacks in history.
I know, but
by sitting.
people don't have patience like that and just want
That's
to.
the
You
problem.
sign somebody in the second round, you're like, I want him to play, and I want like Tim Tebow.
Blake Bortles, he won't be great week one. He's got to develop in the league. It's like anyone. If you go out and start taking pictures, Mike, at a professional agency, you need time to develop. You can't do it day one. It's with any career. It doesn't make sense to throw him in the spotlight right out of college.
So where do you see where do we see the Texans? What are they going to do next year? They don't have a quarterback. I mean, if they draft
Matt
Bortles
Schaub, I
over
think they
one,
should keep Matt Schaub around. Why are they in such a rush to get rid of him? He had one bad year. He's had decent seasons with them, and he could be a bridge to a Blake Bortles.
he's
or Johnny
here.
Manziel.
He's not going to take him here. They
No,
can't.
but he can keep him here instead of going way down outside of the screen.
I know, but if you're the owner, if you're taking over a team, you're like, I want to be here, and I don't want to stay here anymore.
I'm the biggest Blake Bortles fan out there. If they take Blake Bortles number one and have Matt Schaub on the roster, they should start Matt Schaub week one.
All right. I mean,
Just give the guys time to develop.
there's other
right?
quarterbacks out there. I mean, you could go back to Freeman. He's a free agent. He's a big.
No love for Freeman, right? What
Not at
happened?
all.
No one even wants him. And Sanchez is going to get cut, like I said. No love for him yet. We'll see what happens.
I know. All right, let's go for one for the Honeys.
All
Jeremy.
right, this is a chance for you to make a lot of cash. And when I say a lot, I mean more than you could ever imagine. You can win $1 billion from the late great. He's not late. He's still alive.
He's
Warren
still alive.
Buffett.
He's still alive and kicking and making a lot of money.
Just great. Did you know he owns a little bit of everything, like Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
Geico? He just owns things.
I know. Why not?
That would be fun. He's giving away $1 billion if you have the perfect bracket. I have my bracket right here. I know yours is close by, Mike.
Yes.
$1 billion if you get every pick right.
Now I
It's
didn't.
impossible to get everyone right. You know that.
I think it said if you filled one out every day for 9 years, you'd finally get it right, like at the end of 9 years.
That is incorrect. I want to share a stat.
What
with
was
you.
the stat?
You can keep speaking for about 10 seconds so I can pull it
Okay,
up.
I did a bracket on my offshore gambling website, and if I get first place, which means I guess I predicted the winner or have the most correct right,
Yeah.
I win $100,000.
It's true.
But now I have to. I don't know if I should keep that one or switch it up and pick a different bracket for Warren Buffett's bracket.
I'm a big fan of the sheet of integrity. I think, as Mike and Mike call it, you should only have one real bracket going, because then it's like, well, I have Duke winning here and Syracuse here and Florida here.
Now, what if I bet on the teams? I bet on a whole bunch of teams last month when the odds were crazy. I put like $1 to $10, maybe $20 on some teams.
You did?
Yes,
Maybe you should bet on all those. What are some of those teams? Do you have those in front of you?
I could pull them up real quick for
Pull
you.
them up. I want to read this stat to you from RJ in Vegas. He's our Vegas insider for the show here. He says if every person on Earth filled out one bracket per second, it would take over 42 years to fill out every possible bracket.
Which sounds crazy because when you look at it, there's not that many teams. But I
There's
guess
not, but that's inconceivable, that stat. Every person on Earth, inconceivable.
Yes.
Fills out one bracket every second, not possible. Take over 42 years. We haven't been on Earth that long, Mike. I can't. Why?
I know.
Why?
Listen,
I
Jeremy.
feel like I could just sit right here and do it in front of you. I can't.
Okay, here's some of my picks. I don't even know if half these teams are in it right now. Wichita State, Wisconsin, Oklahoma,
Wisconsin's in my Final Four.
the Field, Kansas.
Field is alive, yes.
I have the Field. I put $5 on that to win $250. Kansas State.
What's included in the field?
I don't. So I don't know. Georgetown, Arkansas, Boise, and then I have some Super Bowl picks that we don't really need to get into, unless you want to.
All right, now we'll save that for later. So that's on Yahoo. Quicken Loans is sponsoring that, and it's $1 billion to the winner. Don't worry if you don't get it right, which I'm telling you right now, you won't have a perfect bracket. They are rewarding, like with the top 10 or 20, all get $100,000
Which-
for Warren Buffett.
Still pretty good.
I'll take $100,000. That's a game changer, right?
Yeah, definitely. And what I mean, they make you jump through a lot of hoops. I forgot I had a Yahoo account and I had to reset my password.
I was trying it today. I couldn't do it. Why? I don't want to jump through hoops. I just want a billion.
A lot of hoops to jump through to get in there. They want to know everything about you. They'll send you like a text message to reset it and verify.
I guess they're taking advantage of it. I got to tell you one more for the honeys. This is crazy. This plane thing that will not go away. I am mesmerized. My TV is always on. I've been skipping work so I can just sit at home and watch what's going on the TV. It's
Tell them your
crazy.
theory, Jeremy. I mean, it's a little out there.
All right. One theory, top theory.
UFO
everyone's
theory, or-
alive. That's second theory. Top theory, everyone's alive. The plane landed somewhere on a runway, dropped the people off, refueled. Now it's gone, left the people on the island, no cell phones. They're waiting to be rescued. Hope they're all okay. Hope they left some food. Theory number 2,
Yes.
everyone says the plane went down in the ocean. Maybe that sucker went up.
Wow.
It went up in space. Maybe UFO. Maybe the pilot wanted to take it for a spin a little up high. Maybe it's up in the solar system right now.
I like the first theory, Jeremy. The second one's a little out there, but I'm sure some people believe it.
What I love is you can't tell me I'm right, you can't tell me I'm wrong, and it's just awesome. I'm a huge conspiracy theorist. We never landed on the moon, so I'm big on all of the scenarios.
Jeremy, I honestly think the guy crashed the plane. Like, he went in there with a plan.
Crashed it on purpose?
Crashed it on purpose.
In the ocean.
Maybe. I mean, it's weird now because you see, like, how it went off signal, but no one was calling anybody. It's almost like everybody thought everything was okay, and then suddenly it's not.
It's not okay. It's really not okay. And it's in this day and age, as everyone said, and it's just crazy that this could happen. And it's mesmerizing. It really is.
It is. Well, everybody fill out the brackets. Send us brackets. Screenshot some of your brackets. Tweet us.
I don't want to see your whole bracket. Send me your final four at TSH.
No. I want the whole bracket because I want to see if anybody that tweets us gets it exactly right that maybe didn't sign up for the $1 billion.
That would suck.
That would really suck.
That'd be a reason to hurt yourself.
All right. Check us out on youtube.com/sports hangover, at TSH Podcast, and at patreon.com/the sports hangover. Help us grow the show. And you know what? If you win a bracket and win anywhere over $50,000, donate a little bit to our show.
Please.
All right. We'll get molested arrest reviews. We'll be back next week. All right, you ready?
Yeah, you start or I start?
You can do whatever you want to do, Jeremy. You want to rock, paper, scissors for it?
Yes.
Okay.
Loser starts.
Okay. Rock,
Paper,
scissors, shoot.
Hey,
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, I have to start.
You
Dang.
start.
That's the best part of our show right there.
All right, go for it.